Hi everybody, hello there, it's me, Sarah that Divination Witch. I hope you're doing well. Welcome to episode 2, season 2 of the Keys of Life podcast. This podcast originally came about because of Hecate, it's her namesake. It came about the first season because she wanted me to show people from all walks of life, different paths, different beliefs, and to show people there's not a right or wrong answer. Spirituality is just that. It's your spiritual journey. It's personal. It's not an organised religion. So it's up to you what you resonate with, really. And that's what she wanted me to show people. And then this season has come about. So far, it's just me sharing your stories. She wanted me to show people just how she approaches them, any similarities and any differences, and that people find her in different ways and for different reasons, and that's okay. Again, showcasing that there's no right or wrong answers, especially when it comes to her in particular. Because when it comes to Hecate, she's everything. I speak about her all the time on the channel. She is literally an avatar of the divine feminine. That's what I call her. She has her foot in most things. And who knows where this will go in the future. But what I will say is, if you do want to submit your story, please do. You can email me or you can use the contact form on my website. Please don't put it in a comment, because I'm not going through comments at the minute. It's just by email, all right? I may not reply to you straight away or at all, because I'm pretty busy. But I'm not ignoring you. I'm putting everything into a folder to go through. So submissions are open. If you want to be on here, if you want to help out, please do. So before we get into it, I just want to thank everybody for being here. Welcome everybody. Stick around. My YouTube channel is a witchy community and safe space, so if you want to be a part of that, if you want to join in, you know what to do, hit subscribe. And if you want to support me and the channel further, I do offer readings. I've got a website, Etsy, all linked below. I've also got Patreon, teaching tarot on there, and we're also going through something called the Year of the Dark Goddess in 2025. So that's just talking about different aspects of the Dark Goddess and going through some personal transformations and magic and things like that. So yeah, it's all linked below if you're interested. I'm going to take a little sip of my drink. And then we're going to get into this. Yeah, we're ready? Are we ready? Let's roll. So, this is from Rowan. I'm so sorry if I pronounced your name wrong. Sorry, my lovely. It is a short and snippy submission, but nevertheless, thank you. Okay, thank you to everyone who submits. So, Rohan says, I first came into contact with Hecate through a friend of mine. She was helping me contact deities. I didn't have my scrying pendant at the time, and suddenly Hecate came to the conversation. She said she'd be willing to work with me, and a few months later, to the present day, I'm going to do my first ever spell with her guidance. Oh, thank you. Thanks for sending that. That's so cute. Don't mean that in a derogatory way. I can't even remember what my first spell was, actually. I did a lot of jar spells. I still do jar spells. Different now, but I still do them. Nothing wrong with a jar spell. They're as old as time, as old as grass, as they say where I'm from. Good old jar spell. Oh, but that's lovely. And I'm sure you'll do well. This was submitted to me in January. So, Rowan, if you're listening or watching, let us know. How did the spell go? Did it go well? What sort of spell was it? If you're comfortable sharing, we're interested here. For me, when it comes to Hecate and magic, basically, she had me learn the basics. Learn the basics, and from there, I'm able to just kind of follow my intuition. she normally puts the info in my head what I need, if I'm quite honest. So I wonder if she's done that for you, given that you are brand new to her. I can't remember what my first spell was. I wish I bloody did. I remember doing a protection spell as one of my first ones, but I can't remember the first one. Ugh, that's annoying. But I would still recommend, if you're a newbie, not just with Hecate, if you're a newbie to witchcraft, do protections first. Learn that. Don't go without it. A lot of people do, and you find out the hard way why you need protections. If you want to learn out more about protections, I've got a whole playlist on the channel all about that. So thank you. All right, next person, Liberty. Oh no, Inma is your name. Sorry, I was reading the wrong section. Oh, can you tell my energy's a bit... I've been doing a lot of readings today and I'm a bit... Ooh. Okay, Inma, thank you so much for submitting this as well, my lovely. Let's read what you've said. Hello, Sarah. I'm a long-time subscriber of your YouTube channel, and I read your request to gather different stories of how we came across Hecate. Well, to be honest, I'd always been scared of her, the way she presented, and I kind of ignored her for a major part in my life. Until last year. It was around my birthday. I was doing heavy cleansing works one night, and I dreamed of her. It was an extremely vivid dream. I still remember most of it. I felt as if she chose me. She came with Medusa too, and I took the opportunity to get her to know them better. Since that night, I was expired. Apologies, that's me. Since that night, I was inspired to keep practicing witchcraft. It felt as if a muse, or better said, a teacher, was guiding me. Messages and ideas of spells, rituals were constantly coming to me to help me improve my craft. I felt her presence all the way through, royal and intense. I still get goosebumps thinking about it. Since then, I also feel as if my psychic abilities are on top shape. She's an incredible teacher and guide. She's become an intrinsic part of my life. And I'm honoured and grateful she came into my life. Anyway, thank you, Sarah, for your time, effort and teachings. I hope you still succeed in the future. Kind regards, Inma. Thank you. Thanks for your well wishes there, my lovely. That's amazing. I resonate a lot with that. It's funny I just said about how she puts things in your head. She does that, so there you go. It's happened to Inma as well there. She does that. She puts ideas in your head, what you need, and little suggestions. I was talking with a client earlier today at time of recording. We were doing a reading. The way Hecate works is she doesn't just hand you the answers. She puts things to you in your mind, in your dreams, in your life. She will get you into scenarios and situations where you've got to decide for yourself what you're going to do. You've got to see if you would step into affirming boundaries or not, sort of thing. That's the way she works, or is, to be honest. So that makes sense. And that's why she says, nail your rituals, learn your basics, and then you can do anything, any ritual, any spell. Yeah, it will come to you. Now, the being scared thing, I've probably said it before, but that's a common thing. It's common. To an extent, I think, what I remember when I first was working with her, I'd accepted her into my life. I had a very small altar for her, a few candles, crystals, and I told a friend at the time who was more witchy than me. She'd been to coven meetups and stuff like this, but she dabbled. She wasn't like a full-on strict witch or whatever. But I mentioned it to her that, Hecate is in my life and I'm practicing witchcraft and blah, blah, blah. And she was like, oh, Hecate, she's evil. And it really upset me. It made me worried. You doubt yourself. She's not evil. She gets a bad rap. And it's in part thanks to edgelords, to be honest, because she does do everything, the good and the bad and the ugly. She's light and she's dark. She rules over life. She rules over death. So she does do the nitty gritty sometimes. Yes, of course she does. And she always has. If you look up her epithets, she's got hundreds. Like literally hundreds. She is bloody so primordial, so ancient and powerful. I can't even put it into words. But it's these, edgelords, I call them. Wannabe badasses that group are in with dark stuff. And there's nothing wrong with darkness. I, myself, would say I'm left-hand path to an extent. I'm a bit of both. I've worked with demons myself before. I've spoke about it loads on the channel. But Hecate isn't a demon. And even demons themselves are not what you may think they are. It's not like what Christianity or Abrahamic religions paint them out to be. They are ancient spirits, ancient deities. Hecate, yeah, she's an enigma. She's a mystery. No matter how many years you work with her, she still reveals things to you. She still has more to teach you. So, thanks for sharing that, Inma. Good luck. I hope it goes well for you. And yeah, thanks again. Gonna have another sip of my little drink. I'm drinking Pepsi Max. Okay. I don't know who this is from. So maybe Sajita. I don't know if you wanted me to say your name or not. But yeah, sorry. Thank you all the same for submitting. And we're going to read what you have submitted, how you've met Hecate. So again, this was submitted in January. So day before this full moon, I was very sad. And I came across a brilliant song called Dance with Fire. I like that song very much. There's a line, daughter of Hecate. Okay. At first I didn't really care, but after listening 1,000 times I felt interested and I found your video, Signs Hecate's Calling You. And one of them resonated. An owl came into our house at daytime mistakenly. That's pretty rare, no matter where you live. Owls, yeah, anyways, I won't sidetrack you. After researching about her, I felt she is nothing but one of Mother Vairavi. I am so sorry if I pronounced that wrong. Vairavi. I'll need to look up her name. But in Hinduism, Vairavi is a goddess of space, or she is Shakti, and she has many roops or identity. Hello, I am Hindu from India. Love your video. And I am very new to Hecate. I think in India we worship Hecate as Kali. Just rituals, our different concepts are the same. Hope you enjoyed. I did enjoy. Thank you for that. I have had quite a few of you guys from India reach out to me, over the years. And a few of you have said as well about Kali and Hecate. And it actually got me researching, So I do see that, yeah, I do understand where you guys get that. Now, any Hindus, let me know in the comments, okay? It doesn't matter where you're from, but yeah, just let me know. This is my understanding anyways, okay? So Kali is one of the faces of Durga, to my understanding. Durga is the supreme goddess, isn't she? The divine feminine. Durga is bloody amazing as well. And also, side note, to anyone who is a Hindu and you want to know another goddess that reminds me of Durga, look up Sibyl or Mother Mater from Roman times. She is a divine mother, great mother. She also makes me think of Hecate, to be honest. And she has lions as well. And very, very powerful lady. And I think, is that Durga, but under a different name? It makes me think of that. So that's just something for you guys to look at too. And you tell me what I need to look at as well, because I want to learn. And Hinduism to me is a bit complex. But what I understand of it anyways is that Kali is one of the avatars, one of the faces. She's a goddess in her own right, of course. She's the destroyer, isn't she? She defeats the demons. She's divine feminine rage as well. She's amazing. I love her. I spoke with her before. I've spoke with her on the channel too. So I get that. Because Hecate is that as well. But Hecate, to face value with Hecate, you would just think she's the witch goddess, she's the dark mother, and I used to think that too. But she's more than that. She is the divine feminine. If you look up the Chaldean oracles as well, it's an old philosophy that cites Hecate as the creator of everything, the creatrix. A bit like Sophia, you could say, to the Gnostics. Hecate is the creator. And I can see that. The amount of epithets she's got, she's just so ancient. She can turn her hand to anything. Because technically, it's like how Durga... It wasn't a Durga, I might be getting this wrong, and I'm so sorry if I am, but she can change into different faces. Like Parvati is one of them. That's more love and light, isn't it? Hecate can do the same. It's just so interesting. But yes, I haven't actually looked up the other goddess you mentioned for Ravi, and I will do. That's very interesting. But it fascinates me. It really does. Religion in general does. All religions do. But there's so much similarities across cultures, beliefs. And honestly, they are. The way deities work, from my understanding, because of doing so many deity confirmation readings and speaking with so many different people from different walks of life, they are the same archetype but a different face, Go check out it's on the channel, one of the videos. It's the whiteboard one where I explain what deities are. I break it right down from basically the Big Bang or the creator from source, and I break it all down as to what they are, because they are archetypal energies, whether you want to say that's an external being or not, they are. But yes, thank you so much for submitting that. Thank you. I enjoyed reading it. I need another drink. I'm running out of spit. That's disgusting. Okay. This is words. This is from Michelle. I recognise your name, Michelle. I'm sure you've had readings off me before. Thank you for submitting this, Michelle. Let's get into it. So, it was about 9 or 10 years ago. I was going into hospital to have my first hip replacement, and I was absolutely terrified. I knew of Hecate, so when she did come to me, I guessed it was her. She told me that I had to have the operation because I could barely walk and the pain was unbearable. This she knew. And she's still with me. She comes and goes, but I've got to know her energy now. Oh. Hecate does stuff like that as well, because she is the goddess that rules over lost souls. And lost souls are not just people who have passed, who are ghosts. They're us as well. Now, I'm not meaning to call you a lost soul, Michelle, but at that time you would have been. And I get that. I get scared to have a bloody filling. Even though I'm full of tattoos, I should do a tattoo tour at some point. I've lost count of the amount of tattoos. I'm pretty covered, guys. I've got them everywhere. And, I've gone through painful piercings and blooming all sorts. I can handle that. But going to the dentist, oh gosh, no. So I'd be terrified too if I had to go through that, to be honest. I had to have an operation. It was a minor one. That's why I'm scared the dentist. Wisdom tooth was coming in sideways. I had to get put to sleep and all this stuff. It was horrible. It wasn't just a sedation thing. It was more complex. So I understand it's scary. So, because of how you were feeling, it makes sense she would come to you. She does this. because she doesn't like us being lost or feeling lost in any way. You know, what she does for all of us, I was saying this to a customer today, for all of us that work with her, what she's trying to do is to get us to be independent and, you know, self-reliant, really. And brave in something like that, you know, imagine if you didn't get your hip replaced, bloomin' heck, love. You would have been in utter excruciating pain, and it probably would have gotten worse, you know. These things, they don't just magically go away as much as we want them to. But I hope you're better now, because you said first hip replacement, so I'm imagining you've had another one, bloomin' heck. I hope you're okay. Sadly, you know, we have to go through these things sometimes. It's not nice though, but she's got your back. And yes, she does come and go. She is the lady who works from afar. A lot of the time you don't even know she's there, for all of us. It's just how she is. She doesn't need credit. That's how she operates. So thanks again, Michelle. Okay, I need another sip. Me. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I think we've got time for one more. These episodes are shorter than the last season, I know, guys. Sorry, I was having the last season last about an hour, but this time, yeah, we're going for the half an hour-ish, if not under, mark. Okay, so this is from Demi. Hi, Demi. Thank you as well for submitting. I am just... I don't know what's wrong with me today. I'm tired. I was just reading what you've said, and okay, we'll read it out. I haven't read it before. I got distracted by something you said. Do you feel that? And I'm like, what's this? Okay, so let's read it. All right. This is from Demi. So Hecate actually came up to me in my therapy session. Okay. I've been seeing videos about her on TikTok, etc., and brushed it off as the algorithm. Can I just quickly say, fucking thank you. Algorithms exist. You are so right for that. Don't just think because you're seeing all the Hecate videos that she's reaching out just because of a video. She can do, yes, but it's very rare. Algorithms, especially on TikTok, it'll push everything. I looked at wigs once, and now I'm just getting wigs all the time right now. I've got really thick hair, really thick and long hair, but I'm getting wigs. All right, anyways. So I've never thought much about working with deities. One day I was in therapy, and my therapist, who's also intuitive and witchy, stopped me mid-sentence, and the hair raised up all over my body, and I asked, "Do you feel that?" And she said, "Yes." I glanced over to her left. She then said, "Hecate is here and she wants to work with you." I about fell out of my chair. I was apparently ignoring her messages, and she needed to give me something I couldn't miss. My therapist works with her and a few other deities, so I guess it was the quickest way to get me to listen. It was a pretty profound experience. I then went home to the house we had moved into about a month prior, and I said that I was open to seeing signs and messages, and I'd like a confirmation. I then went outside to water my plants, and the wind chime I'd walked past a dozen times started tinkling as I walked by it, and I noticed a key was on the end of the string, and that's a really cool experience. Thanks for allowing us to share. Oh, interesting. A few things to unpack there. Thanks as well, Demi. I'm just sitting up. You've unlocked a memory for me as well, which I think I'm gonna have to make a video for me. It's a personal experience I went through. You've unlocked. I'll share in a bit. But for you, wow. Just wow. Like having a therapist, like not all therapists would understand what we believe. Having worked in mental health for a while and looking at it through that lens, a lot of mental health people, not just therapists, would probably say we're all loopy. From a psychology point of view, I'm not calling you loopy. I'm just saying that's the consensus, you know. So that's very lucky that you've got somebody understanding, and the fact it's a Hecate. Now, Hecate does this. She sends people to each other who need each other. I get it all the time. People find me, and not just through YouTube. One time I was doing readings in person. I used to do a few markets. Last year I did a few gothic witchy markets and did in-person readings just for any random who was there, you know what I mean? And this woman came up, and I just went, "Are you a witch?" And she was like a middle-aged lady, and she was like, "Oh, I'm just getting into it. I'm into Wicca." She was just understanding things. And I'm like, "Oh my gosh, well, Hecate is with you." It does happen, even out the blue. She'll get you to where you need to be and who you need to be about. So that's really good. And good luck with that, you know. Good luck with your therapy and your stuff you're going through there. Definitely Hecate sent you to her, for sure. As much as she sent... Say it again, Sarah. As much as Hecate sent the woman to you, you've been sent to the woman as well. Vice versa. You're meant to meet each other, basically. I don't know how I'm meant to word that, okay? And then the key on the end of the wind chime. Well, what's that about? I mean, that is cool. Was it always there? Was there just a random key there, though? Was it not meant to be there? I mean, keys are Hecate's thing, we know that, but I'm just curious about that. But yeah, you've reminded me. So when I was first understanding my own CPTSD, which if you're not new to the channel, I've shared it before, I do have complex post-traumatic stress. That's what CPTSD is. And it was around the time I was awakening, 2018, 2019, when Hecate pushed me to get therapy and get the diagnosis for it, to understand it, because I always knew there was something with me, but I didn't know what it was. And I had to go through private health care to do it through my ex-employer, because it's hard to get help anyways. The person who was my therapist at the time, who helped me through, she was actually, and we've mentioned her before, she was a Hindu who worshipped Kali and believed in all of this. And yeah, so you unlocked a memory for me. I'll do a story time about that at some point as well, because I think we need to talk more about mental health. We do. It's nothing bad, you know. It's nothing to be ashamed of. We've all got something. Not meaning that you all have to have a diagnosis or be neurodivergent. I'm just saying, like, even if it's just some trauma or unresolved issues, you know, we could all do with a little bit of TLC in that regard. You'd give yourself TLC in the physical, why wouldn't you in the mental? That's the way I see it. But thanks for sharing, Demi, and take care. Thanks everyone else for sharing today. I'm going to pop off now. Thanks for listening. If you've listened, if you made it this far, hit subscribe. Check out the Keys of Life podcast playlist on YouTube, because I've got all of season 1 on there as well. And yes, again, if you want to submit your story, you can feel free to do it, but please email it or do it on the submission form on my website. It's all linked below. If it's comments that get missed, okay, so please email it to me and I'll put it in my special little folder of emails to go through. All right, but take care, and as I say on the channel, stay safe, stay witchy. Bye.